Hey everybody, what's going on? Mr. Tony of the Dead here, and I have another movie review for everybody out there. This one is on the movie called Quad X, the porn movie Massacre. This is a Twitchy Dolphin Flix movie, and it's written by James Christopher and Carlo Rodriguez, and it's directed by James Christopher. And I'm going to list everybody starring in this movie, and I'm very, very sorry if I butcher your name. But it goes by Teresa Kelton, Mike Donis, Colby Ford, Andrea Detling, Duncan Coe, Elena Weinberg, Will McKenna, Mary Kate, Mark Wasserman, Mallory Larson, Margaret Ann Garza, Vanessa Perry, Ariane Powell, Sarah England, Benjamin Jabe, Nathan Bibby, Allison Wood, Eric Adair, Janet Mason, Francis Caranova, and Brittany Fleury. This movie is described as a tongue-in-cheek comedic look at adult films, horror, and freedom of speech, and it's all in one mockumentary. So this movie looks like a documentary, but it's a mockumentary, and it's basically it's this company, and they make a lot of, well, it's a porn company, and they make mostly a lot of films that are spoofs or parodies of horror movies, and which is really cool. And it starts off this movie with this girl, and she's on the phone. She's like a sex line operator, and the person calling has this really kind of weird voice. And here it's the killer calling, and it kind of starts off like Scream. And when you see the killer, it's sort of like a character like Ghostface, except the mask is different, and the voice it later on admits using a voice changer, but it's like really high pitched and it's funny.
Hello?
Who is this?
Who do you want it to be?
Who is this really?
What can I do for you, big boy?
I just want to talk.
Well, it all costs the same.
Cost?
Yep, $2.99 a minute.
Really?
Listen, bore me or phone fuck me, it's all the same.
Really?
Listen, pay or I'm gonna hang up.
Okay.
So, what can I do for you? Want me to play with myself?
Oh no, not yet. So do you watch porno movies?
Yeah, baby, I love good fuck flick.
What kind?
What kind do you like?
I don't know. I like it when Debbie does Dallas.
Is that the one with the chick with the big bush that fucks the whole football team?
Yeah.
Are you a football player?
No. I was too small.
Too small? Well, I hope not too small because I like 'em big.
Right, big. So you have like, nice tits and stuff?
Oh, yeah. And my nipples are hard for you.
I don't know. I thought nipples just got hard because it was cold.
Yeah, normally. But for you, they're so hard and I'm so wet.
Nice.
So, what can I do for you, baby?
I don't know. I want to see what your insides look like.
Well, for $9.99, I can turn on the webcam.
That's not what I meant, bitch.
Basically what this killer is going around while they're making this documentary and is killing off the staff and the actors and actresses and the porn one by one, and it's a horror comedy mockumentary, and I'll tell you what, I thought this was funny. I enjoyed this a lot, from the movie names that they gave everybody, like one guy's Beaver Slayer and stuff like that, and from those to like the titles of movies, if they were just like coming up with off the top of their heads.
I asked you to come up with sex scenes for the movie that spoof some of the more popular horror films.
Right. We could spoof a scene from The Human Centipede where there's like 4 or 5 chicks in a row, like vagina to mouth, with maybe a guy on the end or something. Or we could rip on Paranormal Activity where the girl wakes up and she's standing over her husband, but instead of like us watching her watching him and getting bored of fucking tears, she like gets naked and does some shit to him, and then he wakes up and he doesn't know what happened. Kind of like I thought when I saw the movie. Or we could do something from The Exorcist, and the priest is praying over her to get her off, and instead of a demon coming out, it's her coming for the first time. And we could do something from Nightmare on Elm Street, and Freddy does some weird sex shit in his dreams, and he makes people live it out in real life. And how about Scream, and he makes people name their favorite porn movies, and we could do some of ours for like sales and shit. I don't know. Then maybe Night of the Living Fuckers, and we do some found footage of like swingers and shit. But that's just off the top of my head.
Unfortunately, this movie isn't coming out anytime soon to rent or buy. They're still trying to get it into like film festivals and stuff like that. And if you get a chance to see this, though, I would say go see it. It's a funny movie. It's a good time. And that's the one thing. If you're not into porn, you can actually see this because there's no nudity. No nudity at all. And that was a joke about they have ad space on their on their bars, like a censor bar across their boobs, and on there is like an advertisement, like a website or something, and that's like a joke. They don't have any money, and that's one way to get money in there. And I thought that was funny, but I thought it was a tease. They show at the end, obviously, who the killer is, and they show all these pictures, and it seems like everybody in the cast got to play the killer, whether or not they were actually the killer or not, got to play the part of the killer, at least the scene. And they said that over 20 people play the killer throughout the movie. So every time you see, and that's a good strategy too, because every time you see the killer, it might not be the person who actually is the killer. It might be just somebody playing the killer in the movie, but not really the killer, not playing the part of the killer for real in the movie. You get what I'm trying to say. But yeah, this movie is like really based off like free speech, freedom of speech, and like dealing with I have this all written down, dealing with the overly conservative types. One part of the movie that was funny was the girl was saying that she wants to get out of porn. She said, I'm done with porn, and I guess, well, then what are you gonna do? Well, I guess I'll just go to Austin and like star in like indie movies, which obviously is where they're from and what they're doing. And I thought that was funny, especially after I found out they were from Austin. You give a lot more respect to anybody when they show at the end. They show like clips of them, or even if you see behind the scenes somehow, like having fun and that. It's like I would love to have been on that set, you know, helping out and having fun with all this stuff. It would just look like a blast. And you know, even like the prosthetics they had to use, like the molding and sculpting for like a half a head or something. And the kills in this movie were pretty good. There was some like really quick ones, and then there was more elaborate ones where, like I said, they had to make like an ear. So I'm not gonna say what happened, but that was a pretty cool kill as well. My favorite one, and I'm gonna say it, and I'm not trying to spoil anything. I'm not gonna say who it is in that, but the one guy gets his throat slashed, and the girls are going, oh my God, the blood's rushing to his neck. Quick, go down on him. Give him suck his dick or something like that, she says. And the one's like, what are you talking about? His throat slash. She says, yeah, but this guy has like the biggest dick that we've ever seen. And if, by the way, it's supposed to be 13 inches long. And she said, if you start sucking his dick and he'll get hard, all the blood will go to his penis and his neck will stop bleeding. oh, that's a good idea. So she starts, going down on him, and he's like, at first, like, because he's bleeding, and then all of a sudden he's just, like that. And it was funny, so they stopped the bleeding. And I thought that was probably one of my favorite parts. I thought it was, like, super funny. I was like, I never thought of that in a movie. I almost said I never thought to do that. But I never thought of that in a movie, like, ever. And I thought that was actually a very one-of-a-kind kind of scene. And at least in my opinion, because like I said, I never saw that before. Never thought of that idea. And I thought that was really, really great on their part for adding that into a scene. So yeah, what do I think about this movie? I think you should see it if you get a chance, if you have a sense of humor. And yeah, it's a great movie. And so I'll have all the links below to find them. They're on Twitter, they're on Facebook, they have their own websites. So yeah, just check below in the about section or whatever, and go over and check them out. And if you get a chance to see this movie, see it, and go and send them a message telling them how much you enjoyed it. Well, that's it. Thanks everybody for watching, and go check this movie out. Talk to you later. Bye.
So we hear Quadruple X Films is at it again.
A horror flick that just so happens to be a porno.
So now the kids are going to desecrate themselves before being brutally murdered? I'm moving to Canada.
I play a star high school quarterback who takes his tight ends and turns them into wide receivers.
I still can't keep it up.
We could spoof a scene from The Human Centipede where there's like 4 or 5 chicks in a row, maybe a guy on the end or something.
It's nice to meet you. I love your work.
Your work reminds me of a Saturday morning cartoon show.
Sex and death. Death and sex. They go together hand in hand.
Michael, Jason, Saddam Hussein.
Whoever's doing all this killing is doing a really good job of scaring people.
Which actress was the last to work with Hard Rocket?
Chastity.
Well, listen, we might need to sit down.
We do need to speak with her.
It's like God is cross at us.
I love all of you smut peddlers. The things you're doing to our culture, the things you're doing to our daughters. It's fine citizens like you that make me so proud to strap this badge and gun on and go out into that city.
The whole American culture's gone to hell.